This girl had fallen for her childhood friend, but he had always thought she was a boy. It wasn't until they moved up to junior high that he realized, with their different school uniforms.
Oh, wow. That's a strange way to make a fresh start. Why are you wearing a skirt, bro?
That his buddy was actually a girl. That's when Kochi discovered that Aikiru had always seen her as a guy. Kochi, a girl, had been deeply influenced by her father at their karate dojo, and her appearance and personality leaned more toward that of a boy. This was why Aikiru, who had grown up with her, never saw her as a girl. His behavior towards her was always just like how he treated any other guy. In reality, Kochi had secretly harbored feelings for Aikiru, but since he saw her as a boy, she had no idea how to express her feelings to him. Finally, on the first day of high school, Kochi couldn't hold it in anymore. She invited Aikiru under the cherry blossom tree and poured her heart out to him. However, Aikiru completely misunderstood her confession.
Can't believe it took you so long to tell me that.
But then...
Love you too, my friend. Come on, bump!
Bump! Yeah.
Afterward, Kochi went to Mirai, a childhood friend who had played with them, for advice on how to confess successfully. But Mirai had no solution, as Kochi's personality now was so boyish. Still, Mirai suggested that Kochi add cute, feminine suffixes to the ends of her sentences to sound more like a girl. Kochi immediately put the plan into action and tried it out with Aikiru. To her surprise, Aikiru thought she sounded like an old man. Kochi quickly dropped her newly learned feminine act and started arguing with him. As the argument escalated, Aikiru grabbed Kochi's collar, and in the heat of the moment, ripped her shirt. Aikiru, not seeing her as a girl, didn't care about the wardrobe malfunction. But Kochi was mortified by the unintentional exposure and punched Aikiru in embarrassment. The next day at school, a boy approached Aikiru, gossiping. He had noticed that Aikiru and Kochi were always together and asked if they were a couple. Aikiru, still clueless about romantic relationships, only thought about how they'd always practiced karate together. All of his words were misunderstood by the boy. Mirai, who had overheard the conversation, later took Kochi up to the rooftop to explain what had happened.
June, you pathetic asshole!
Someone's in a mood today.
Whoa, cut out!
Afterward, she found the boy and clarified that Aikiru wasn't talking about anything romantic, but about karate, and that Aikiru and Kochi weren't dating. The boy, feeling a bit disappointed, decided to play matchmaker, hoping the two would become a real couple. That afternoon, as school ended, it started raining. Neither Aikiru nor Mirai had an umbrella, so they stood at the school entrance waiting. Mirai took the opportunity to ask Aikiru if he wasn't worried that Kochi might find a boyfriend and if he would be jealous. Aikiru just shoved her aside, clearly not wanting to entertain that conversation. At that moment, Kochi walked out from behind them, holding an umbrella. But, because she was secretly in love with Aikiru, she didn't have the courage to walk with him like a couple. Instead, she turned and invited Mirai to walk with her. Mirai, trying to push the two together, scolded them, urging them to walk home together with the umbrella. Eventually, Kochi and Aikiru did walk home with the umbrella.